2021, I officially retired from the Navy and launched Oconner Woodworking full-time, and it's been a great change of pace for me. Jeff Oconner from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm the owner of Oconner Woodworking. I got into hand tool woodworking through a course called the Purple Heart Project. We call it the Woodworking Boot Camp for combat wounded veterans, and it changed my life. Oconner Woodworking now is a big part of that, and we try to bring in combat wounded veterans here. We also do some classes here to spread the word about distractive therapies for combat wounded veterans. So I've got quite a few Powermatic tools in my shop. I love them for their quality and their power. This is my Powermatic bandsaw. This is a 3 horsepower saw. I've got really good resaw capacity in this. It's a staple of my shop. I do a lot of my initial shaping and a lot of my veneer cutting with it as well. This is a 5 horsepower saw. I initially got this because my old 1.5 saw was no longer working with 8/4 wide oak, like with that Moxon vise back there. So this 5 horsepower saw just chews it up like it's balsa wood. It's a beautiful saw. It's got a router attachment table as well on it. And I can't say enough about this Armorglide coating here. This coating is completely maintenance free. No waxes need to be applied to it. It runs really smooth on here. So as I take my jigs across, we've got reduced friction. Also, we've got this contrast ability. If I'm using a lighter wood, the way it stands out against the black tabletop is awesome because it helps protect me from this blade by keeping my eyes focused. Anybody in production knows time is money. So having to apply wax weekly to every machine top I have and polish it out takes a lot of time. So being able to have a product that is maintenance free for me is a major time saver, and I'd highly recommend it. This is my milling area over here. Probably the best upgrade I made was with a good planer. This is a helical head planer here. It's 5 horsepower, and this just chews up whatever I throw at it. I had one of the bench mount planers for a couple years, just bogged down all the time, and this was well worth the money. At 5 horsepower, there's nothing that this thing can't handle. I've got an 8-inch joiner here, which I'd recommend. We talk about setting up your initial shop for milling. You usually can pick between a 6-inch and an 8-inch joiner. I highly recommend you go upgrade it to the 8-inch. It's a little bit more money, but you'll be happy you did it. Again, this has a helical head as well, so these can be rotated around and sharpened as needed, but these 2 machines are the workhorses in the shop. They probably get the most hours of anything else I have in the shop. So this is my Powermatic Mortiser, and I use this quite a bit for mortise and tenon joinery. And a friend of mine once said, use power tools where they're not seen and hand tools where they are seen. And this is exactly the way I use this, to cut those deep mortises for my joinery and furniture. It's quick, it's accurate, and the durability of the Powermatic machine, this is a beast. This thing is so heavy just to move around. If you do a lot of furniture, it's worth pulling the trigger on this machine. And lastly, not new machines, but 2 of my favorite Powermatic machines are these 2 disc sanders. Now, I bought these at an auction from an old woodworker up in Pennsylvania, and my intent was to fix them up and sell them, and I got them home and I used them, and I love them so much. These motors are robust, the power is incredible. These are still completely flat surfaces, just really well built machines, and they get a lot of work. I've got 2 different grits, 120 and 80 on these, so I bounce back and forth, but I really love the durability of these old Powermatics. These are, I think, 40 years old. And I found as I started progressing and I got better at my craft and I started learning what was really needed for certain types of woods, I started migrating towards Powermatic, mostly because all the reviews I ever got or saw for Powermatic and Fine Woodworking Magazine and others, they were always one of the higher rated tools. I have a lot of the tools now upgraded from before, and it's worth the money to upgrade to good quality tools that are gonna last you a lifetime. Let's get to work.